What's up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to talk to you guys about why staking is actually overrated. A lot of people look at staking and is like, hey, this is how you get more stacks. This is how you build your bag. I hate to break it to you, but it's not. Let's give an example of a banana. I don't have a pie, so I can't give a better example, but this is one banana. Let's say this is 10,000 tokens. So let's say there's a total of 10,000 tokens that will ever be created, and I got one banana. Now, this is how staking rewards work. I give you a banana, I give you a banana, I give you one, I give you one, and I give you one. Dude, I got 6 tokens. No way. Well, if you just put it together, it's really just one banana. There is no difference. It's just inflationary rewards, or in this case, if it's just saying, hey, look, there's 100,000 tokens, it's just being the tokens emitted over time. If there's not new buyers coming in, or, well, I wouldn't say new bananas, but if there's not new buyers coming into the ecosystem and you're just having inflationary tokens, it's not bullish. And you aren't stacking more. You're just getting more tokens that are now worth technically less, unless it has deflationary mechanics. Let me give you a couple examples to show you what I'm talking about. This is on stakingrewards.com. You can scroll through some of these different APRs and you can be like 5%, forget that, that's junk, 3%, 6%, 2%, 14%, that's spicy, 20% on Cosmos, or even like 30% on Juno. So I broke down these 4 examples to show you guys what this looks like. Let's take, for example, Juno. Now, let's say I bought Juno a year ago. Now, I don't have a chart showing the price a year ago, but let's just call it its initial price was around $3, and we're just going to call it for the yield time frame. So if we bought it around $3 and a year later it's around 28 cents, you can see here our input start or amount start was 1,000 Juno tokens. We're just going to call it 1,000 Juno. At a 33% staking APR, it was actually higher in the beginning. It was like 160. So you know what? Forget this. Let's beef up the numbers. Let's just call it 200% APR. I don't care. And we'll just call it, we now have 2,000 tokens. Whatever. So initially, we started with $5,000 because that was $5 a token. You know what? Let's just call it better terms. We'll be nice on this. So what we're going to do is we're going to say $3 per Juno and multiply that by the 1,000 tokens that we have. The initial investment was $3,000. So now at the end, with 200% APR, we now have 2,000 tokens. So 2,000 times the 0.28. So we have about $750, give or take. After inflationary staking, we went from $3,000 to $750. Good job. You're down 70% if you would have invested in Juno. I was one of those guys. I grabbed a little bit of it and it was great. It's awesome. Whatever. So let's give it another example of the Cosmos coin. Now, it's not as bad on Cosmos. And guys, don't worry. At the end of the video, I'm going to explain a couple of other things. This is not just like, hey, this is a bearish take on staking. This is just an example to understand just because you see an APR doesn't mean you're getting what you think. Cosmos, we're going to say we're starting at 1,000 tokens and going with the Cosmos price. A year ago, it's now at 941. It was actually 936 when I was putting the spreadsheet together. But a year ago, it was 968. Well, we just called it 964. So that's $9,640 because we have 1,000 tokens. Now, at a 20% staking APR, it was actually about 10%. I'm just going to be gracious and say 20% because now there's less stakers out there. Our amount staked or amount earned is around 1,200 tokens. This isn't factoring in compounding, so compounding would be a little bit more. At $9.36, we would have turned that $9,600 investment into a $11,232 investment. So it would be an increase of a little less. It would be about $1,500 in an increase. Nothing crazy, nothing spicy, but actually it would be about $1,600. So $1,600 plus. Good for you. That's not 20% though, but still it's $1,600 plus. We didn't get as much dollar value, but we did get more tokens. Something to keep in mind, there's an infinite supply here. So these bananas that we just cut up, it's basically just cutting them up even smaller and smaller and smaller. It's not any extra monetary value. It's literally just additional tokens that are just given out of an oblivion. So this one is actually 2250 minus. So then Cardano, on the other hand, let's take a look at this one. This one has a 3.5% staking APR. Looking at stakingrewards.com, actually 3.14, whatever. So Cardano, if you would have bought it a year ago, you would be sitting at $1.15. So the initial investment would have been $1,115. Now that it's trading at 30 cents, you'd be sitting on $309. Let's just call it like $800 or 806, whatever. So we have a negative of 806. So basically we're down like hard, like really hard. Even though we got more tokens, we got 1,031 instead of 1,000. We're down hard, like really hard. We could have simply just waited and invested that 1,031, or I'm sorry, and spent that 1,115. So if we simply decided to invest that $1,115, which is this original number here, at 30 cents a coin, we could have had 3,716 tokens. So instead of 10,031, we could have had 3,716. For Juno, I'm not even going to factor that in. That's like, dude, it's nuts and ham. We're going to do 3,000 divided by 0.28. Could have had 10,000 tokens, 10K tokens instead of 2,000. That's 5x. Cosmos, on the other hand, you could have invested the 9640 divided by 9.36. And you could have been sitting on 1,029. In this case, you would have been a little bit better off staking for it. But again, if you did like 2 years ago. But again, if you ended up buying Cosmos coin anytime a little bit after that dip and buying it right here, you would not be sitting pretty. Or even buying it around 24 or 20 bucks. Anything over what it is now, you wouldn't be sitting pretty. So this one just tends to have a better price momentum. If you look at it priced in ETH terms, it's down only. Like ETH terms, it's a wrecking ball. If you look in Juno, you don't want to know, dude. It's like, I need a magnifying glass to see that. Cardano, on the other hand, it's vicious. If you take a look in ETH terms, it's also down pretty hard. Actually, it's not as bad as Juno, but yeah, it's down pretty hard. But let's go and look at a deflationary staking example. This would be Ethereum in this case. Now, this is a little bit different than inflationary staking because you're actually getting more of the pie. Why? Because if you take a look at the ultrasound money chart, you can see here that the amount of tokens on the market is actually deflating. So here's an example. Let's say you have this one big banana, whatever it is. You're actually losing the piece to the banana. So this is no longer there. So now it's these 5 pieces that make up the banana. Then this is burned. So now it's only 4 pieces that make up the whole banana, and so on. And when you have a deflationary supply and you have the amount of tokens you're earning going up, that's actually a net positive because you're getting more of a smaller pie that's inevitably shrinking over time. So let's show you guys the dollar terms on ETH on the other hand. So if you would have invested the 10,000, well, yeah, you'd have 10 ETH at the beginning at a price of 1,051. You would be sitting on, this is a year ago, you'd be sitting on $10,510 for your initial investment. 1 year later, you're almost 2x that in price, and you also have 0.53 extra tokens. So you would be at a positive of almost $10,000. So let's just call it $9,800 plus. And if you would have made that buy now, you'd have maybe 5.2 tokens. So it would have obviously been better to get into a deflationary staking protocol. So let's go ahead and summarize where we're at first. Staking is not what you think it is. You are not getting additional tokens. It's just the additional, or it's just getting what was already there. It's just cutting out the banana into smaller pieces and giving it and divvying it out to people. You're actually just being non-diluted. So like if you're staking, you're getting what's already there, but if you're holding those tokens and not staking them, you're getting diluted. So the staking is just a way of getting people to have golden handcuffs, lock up for 21 days, 20 days, whatever, and you can't sell the token unless you withdraw. So basically just reduces people from selling quick. And this is where it incorporates the reflexivity in a bull market and reflexivity in a bear market. Bull market because more people are willing to stake and chase after the APR and they can't sell it. So more people buy and lock it up and there's less liquidity, so it becomes volatile. And when the price rips, people can't sell. So it keeps ripping and it keeps ripping. And the only people who have liquid tokens are able to sell. But in a bear market, the reverse is true. The XQ just starts flowing out. So people are like, I'm unstaking. I need to sell. Unstake, unstake, unstake. And all these people are ready to sell. And then they start selling. And then the price, well, it goes down like you see. So this is just something to keep in mind. Staking is not what you may think it is. When you're staking, you are just getting or slicing this banana up even more. You're not getting any extra money. But if you have a protocol with deflationary mechanics, you're actually getting more pieces of a ever shrinking smaller pie. So something to keep in mind. Anyways, guys, let's go ahead and hit you guys with a wisdom one-liner. And by the way, if you guys enjoyed this type of content and enjoyed this video, make sure you guys smash up the like, subscribe to the channel. And if you guys want to jump in the exclusive Discord, you guys can do that with the link in the description below. And if you guys want to check out some of the previous videos I made, check out the videos on my channel. I give a lot of airdrop guides as well as tutorials and just random mic talks like this. Let's hit you with Proverbs chapter 10 verses 4. Lazy hands make for poverty, but diligent hands bring wealth. Don't be lazy, be good. Peace.